Hey everybody! Today we're going to show you how to incorporate guitar effects pedals into your pre-recorded drum tracks using the Analog Alien EPi, or Effects Pedal Interface. Helping us out with this today is our social media director, Gina, also known as the Goddess of Thunder. Hey G.
Hi Joe.
Thanks for coming in, appreciate it.
Thank you. Hi guys, the drummers are going to take control of this video and you're not going to believe what this could do for your drum sound. So let's get started.
Okay, I'd like to start off by showing you the mic technique that we use to record the drums. This video is timestamped, so at any time if you want to jump ahead and listen to the exact effects pedals that we used, feel free to do so. But right now I'd like to show you the mic technique that was used to actually record these drums. Okay, this is the drum kit Gina will be playing today, and the way we're going to mic it is we're going to use the Glynn Johns mic technique. Glynn Johns is a famous producer engineer, and his work with The Who, the Rolling Stones, and Led Zeppelin is legendary. Typically, the way Glynn would mic a kit of this size is he would use 4 microphones. One overhead, in this case it's a U67, aimed directly at the center of the snare drum. The same kind of mic just off to the side of the toms, also aimed at the snare drum, and both of the mics are at equal distance to the center of the snare drum, which is very important. Then he'd use a snare drum mic and a kick drum mic, and that would be it. But what we've done today is we've added a few extra mics to give us a little bit more flexibility. So the tom-toms are mic'd separate, and we also have a stereo room mic. All of the information on the microphones that we used is listed below. So now let's just get to it. Let's hear what guitar pedals sound like on a drum kit. Gina really laid down some great drum tracks, and now we're going to take those tracks and add effects pedals to them. But before we get started, we need to have a way to interface those pedals to our Pro Tools system. And for this, we're going to use the Analog Alien EPi, or Effects Pedal Interface. Guitar pedals were not designed to interface with professional recording equipment. In order to use them, you have to adjust both the impedance and voltage levels of the pedals. That way they will work properly and sound their best when we send the pre-recorded drum tracks to them. Now, some devices on the market just change impedance, but in order to get the most from your pedals, you also need to adjust the voltage. That's really important, and that's really where the EPi shines. We'll be making more videos in the near future that will feature the EPi and all of its uses. The first pedals we're going to use today are the Alien Twister and the Electro Harmonix Dr. Q. We're going to add both of these effects to the snare drum track and blend them back together with the entire drum sound. We're going to use the A and B insertion points on the EPi to do this. The insertion points are fed parallel to each other, so each effect will be seeing the direct signal coming from the snare drum track. First, we'll play the dry pre-recorded drum track. Then we'll switch into the Alien Twister. Then we'll listen to the dry track again. Then we'll switch into Dr. Q. And finally, we'll end by adding both effects in at the same time. Now we're going to add overdrive, slapback delay, and reverb to the kick and snare tracks. For the overdrive delay sound, we'll use the rumble seat. And for the reverb, we'll use the Electro Harmonix Holy Grail, and we'll set the reverb to spring. Because we want both effects to see the direct signal coming from Pro Tools, we'll use the A and B insertion points on the EPi. We'll start with the dry signal first, then switch in the rumble seat. Then we'll listen to the dry signal again and switch in the reverb. And finally, we'll use the EPi to switch both effects in at the same time. You can also add a noise gate after the reverb pedal if you prefer a gated reverb sound. Up next is the MXR EVH Flanger. We're putting the flanger on the snare, kick, and stereo room mics. First, we'll listen to the dry signal, and then we'll switch in the flanger. Then we'll listen to the dry signal again and switch the flanger back in using the EVH preset setting. In this example, Gina is going to play a beat using a cross stick on the snare drum. For a cool effect, we're going to add a big Muff fuzz pedal on the kick drum track. We'll start with the dry signal and then switch the effect in and out so you can hear the difference. Now we're going to try something really different. We're going to take a line 6 DL4 and add some effects to a tom-tom beat that Gina played. We're going to add the effect to both the tom and room tracks. We'll start off with the dry signal, then we'll use the DL4 to add some sweep echo. Then we'll switch to a stereo delay, which really sounds great on toms. Finally, at the end, we'll finish up by adding some reverb from the rumble seat. Let's check it out.
Thanks for watching. We hope this video gave you some new and creative ideas for expanding your drum sound.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and feel free to follow us on all social media networks. All the links can be found below. Please feel free to leave a comment on any one of our videos. And remember, sound different.